Welcome to wet and cold Thornybush, overcast again. Although a lot of the heavier clouds move north. Welcome to our Wilder live drive this morning. My name is Mark. David on camera. Aaron in FT. It's going to be interesting. Cold, wet winter morning. We don't normally have rain this time of the year, but every July, new moon or full moon around this time of July, we do get a sprinkling. I seem to recall many years in a row. One thing that hasn't changed. It's going to be easy to see who's been moving around recently, because the rain gives us not only a good timestamp, but the rain is almost, well, it leaves a thin layer of disturbed sand on top of all the old tracks. Some of the old tracks are still visible underneath it, where you can see the raindrops have hit the sand. I suppose it depends on how soft the sand is. But this kind of river sand that we've got, this giraffe track, this kind of river sand that we have tends to retain its shape when there's a soft rain. But any new tracks are going to be different. Very distinct. In some cases easy to follow, in some cases more difficult because of the water and the rain. It's like driving a new vehicle with a new prop shaft. Prop shaft, drive shaft, same thing, somebody said. Prop shafts are on boats. Yes, they are. Propeller shaft. See, this one's called a propulsion shaft. Drive shaft. Still called a prop shaft. Heard a few francolins this morning, but I haven't heard much in the way of the usual dawn chorus, the bird song that brings in the new day. stop and listen here. We're at Albedo Pan, only because it's become a ritual now. Not two drongos calling, and that's pretty quiet this morning. Just quiet. Franklin is just was complaining. There was a Franklin since we started complaining the owner's house. Just heard it fly away. Gloves. Need yours.
Thanks. The other one too.
Thanks. Where are we? Thursday, isn't it? A little bit of a mist in the riverbed, the Thornybush River, just downstream from where it goes underneath the open road, before it crosses the open road again, so it actually bends south again, if I'm not mistaken. Nothing is moving, not a blade of grass. Actually, no, I'm wrong. Clouds moving. Oh, there's something big flying. What did I do with my far looking? The raptor was rather a long tail. Can't identify it from here. It is very far away. Interesting that there is a raptor. First I thought maybe heron, but it's not. Okay, let's see if this is going to work. No. I didn't come in enough. Oh, digga, digga. A lovely big rain tree. That is just had its name changed. Also known as an apple leaf. That's actually a really good specimen. In fact, hello tree. Give it a hug one day. I'm hoping that this rain will bring something into flower. I did see some jasmine flowers in camp, but that's because they're getting artificial water. Not artificial water, they're getting watered artificially by hand as part of a garden. Yo. Morning, Kevin in Boston. Interesting subject. Borders, boundaries, territories. Kevin says, can we talk about borders? Humans define their own borders, countries and personal and private, whereas animals define their borders, like, based on, well, scent marking and subtle means. Territory is probably about the most important thing for the survival of any species, and I think that part of what we do in terms of defining borders, especially personal ones, is establishing our territories to successfully raise offspring, because ultimately that's what a border and a territory really is. Before anything else can happen in the natural world, an animal has to establish and maintain a territory, and in so doing, depending on its prowess and depending on how good it is, its territory will vary accordingly, and so it will attract the best mate. And then it becomes this process of defending that territory against members of the same species. Cat was here before the rain. There's a leopard here, walking both ways, but before the rain. Actually, Kevin, look for a book called The Territorial Imperative. Robert Ardrey. Robert Ardrey. I don't really remember reading the whole thing, but the premise of the book is exactly that: the need and importance of establishing and maintaining territory. It is funny that we have to have such stark, strong physical boundaries, and that it's not only ourselves that want to create a home and put a fence around us and call it ours. And our way of defining or establishing territory is buying a piece of land. So it's a nice little orange star coming under that cloud. So our dynamics are driven by finance and materialism, not by natural selection. Although it could be said that the better brain has the better access to resources to make more money, but that's not necessarily the case, because many a better brain has started off with nothing. So no, humans are funny that way. Some animals don't really have territories. Some animals just have areas that they utilize for different seasons, like elephants, giraffe, wildebeest and zebra to some degree. They wander around. Kudu don't really have a territory as such. They have a home range. Some animals that have territories also have home ranges. What does oxpeckers call it? Some big animal nearby. And the difference between a territory and a home range, you have to think about it. Your territory is your apartment or your yard, your house with your yard, your farm, your property basically. That's your territory. But you will have a home range, and your home range let's go here. Your home range will be the area that you cover in your daily activities. So the area that you cover from home to work, to the post office, to the bank, to your supermarket, that sort of area that you wander in during your daily activities becomes your home range. And your home range overlaps with other people's home ranges, and that's what forms a community. That's kind of like a lot of animals here too. They have their individual territories, but they have to get to water sometimes. So sometimes they have to go beyond their territory, and that will become part of their home range. But it is interesting to note that animals can leave really, really subtle clues as to where their boundaries are, and those are pretty much respected by members of the same species. And I say pretty much, it's because there's always that time when the male is going to challenge another male, when it's time for one male to establish and maintain his own, and he's got to take over from an existing male because there are maybe no place for him to create a territory, so he's got to take over a territory. Should be quite a nice sunrise if we could just find a little spot somewhere further up the slope. And you listen to that jigger making all that noise now. Exactly what noise? Yeah. Somebody headed down data. Should have been last night drive. We take some of the small antelope like Dacre and Dik-Dik, who have pre-orbital glands. They have these little glands just below the eye that produces a tar-like substance, smelly tar-like substance, might I add. And they paste that on a blade of grass or a tiny little stick, and that is all it needs to say, this is my territory. There's a nice spot underneath this maruga tree who can get there. And it allows us to stop and listen. There is blue sky in the south, but this cloud just keeps coming, keeps forming, moving quite fast. You can hear crows. There's a bird for the list. Now there's a little bit of sun, there's a little bit of bird song. Probably the pied crow. Morning, Charlie. Charlie's from Hibbing. Charlie wondering if any of the other guys have found any elephants yet. No, I haven't. Haven't heard anything on the radio yet, but we're heading exactly where we're on our way to now. More or less where they were, see if they came anywhere further south from yesterday evening. Well, there, it's starting to get a bit bright. We'll stop again, because with this cloud it might be quite pretty continuously for a while. Really beautiful light. Look at this lovely morning sunlight on the sea. We're going to go up and spend a bit of time on the road where they were seen just north of last night. We were going to try and get to them, and then the rain came. Beautiful light. Look at this. Now I can't see anything because I looked at the sun. I'm blinded by the light. Good morning, sunshine. I'm going to have red spots in front of my eyes. Orange, yellow spots. I can see nothing. Can't look. I'll try and focus. There could be an elephant standing on that road. I wouldn't see it. Just a spot. So I've got to look obliquely. I've got to look to the trees on the side and try and see. Is there nothing on the road? No. At least it helps looking through binoculars. Okay. Let's head up north and go to the top of that far ridge, which is our northernmost line up till now, and we'll go west a little bit, and that's where the elephants were. I thought I saw a putty cat. This fresh putty cat track. Very fresh putty cat track. Pardon?
Yeah, it's nice.
Keep your eyes out on the side while I'm looking at the road, because he's already left the road. Might come back to the road. We have to head north anyway. It's gone off. A little bit further, otherwise we've got to come back. There isn't really anywhere we can. There's no roads going down. Just check. So it looks like he left the road. Giraffe, big leopard before the rain. There's something in the road. A tree. A bush. still seeing orange spots, so I'm seeing things. My heart took a leap, thought it was something. Cat hasn't come back to the road. And he wasn't on bush willow. Hello, buffalo. Hello, buffalo. He's a bit hidden. I'm just looking for cats and elephants. We'll see you later. No leopard walked here a lot. We were up there about to go for the elephants and we closed down, and there was a leopard walking here. There's a game drive vehicle heading up there. Morning stations. Anyone picked up my Galam Kondo this morning? Okay, there were some tracks further south from BMX Junction on Suluki Bushwilla cut line. Heading north, but we moved off the road and usually goes to the road. And also tracks for Mandora Ingwe there from before it was in rain last night. We'll have to go back that way. He's probably walking through a block. And this elephant came this way to the dam. Yo. Amanda in Alabama. Good morning, Amanda. What is my opinion of zoos? I'll pass. Next question, please. Can't get a word in. Noam Konzo on Long One Road, south of the dam. No, it's taking me about an hour. Did I fly from Ilkley to Longwan? Pardon? Hi Flores, very good and you? No, I left 6:15. Are you looking for Ingwe? Yeah, likewise. Where did those ones go that were on Ilkley Loot last night? Okay. Okay, because I'm trying to also bisect those Maduro and Gala that were coming north. But they might have cut through, well, I only saw one, might have cut through into this Mangwadonga. I'll see. Go enjoy. Okay. I'm gonna head back and see if I can find more on that Ngala. I'll let you carry on with this in law. I might just do a turn around the dam after you. I'll just wait till his diesel is gone. Diesel fumes. So, zoos, Amanda in Alabama. I'm horrified because 90% of the zoos in the world, unfortunately, they are just steel bars with concrete floors, and it's heartbreaking, and it is, and I just see no merit in it. I don't see them. People can see those animals on computers rather than have those animals be tormented like that in cages, because they are tormented. The public can be quite horrible at times to animals. Trash. Especially animals in a cage, because an animal can't do anything back to them. So you'll find that large animals, not only mammals, large animals get taunted because it's just, I don't know, there's something in the human mind, the human condition. And now it's gone off. That one's on 10 and that one's on 10. There are zoos. And now it's going off again. It is weird. That means it's not getting charged. Old lion duck. Mostly waterbuck herring. Power comes in through the HDMI, doesn't it?
No, there's two power cables in the back.
Oh, those too many USBs.
Yeah. That's dominant.
Yes. We've lost the microphone. Why is this one hanging on the floor? Where was it? Here.
Yeah.
I'll sort it out at the dam. Let's go and stop at the dam. Why earpieces, Michael? Everything. This thing always gets caught in the most inappropriate, inaccessible way. Oh boy. Okay, where were we? There are some zoos. This is a porcupine quill. This is one of the long quills on the back that don't really, they're just long haired pipe quills. Interesting. No, get in my way. Some zoos provide a lot of stimulus for their animals, a lot of natural surroundings as best they can, big enclosures. And of course, something can be said for animals that are born in a zoo, born in captivity. Supposedly they don't know any difference. One can imagine like children born in prison don't know what freedom is, or born into slavery. Which of course is still a very big thing in our world today. Slavery. People trafficking. So I don't know. It's hard to have an opinion, you know. There's a hippo. There's a hippo. Finally we get to see a hippo. We can stop and watch the hippo for a while. Hello, Mvubu. Kiboko. Floostrat. Niltrat. Or Floostrat. Okay, so we have Mildred the crocodile and Hubert the hippo. They make a nice couple, Mildred and Hubert. Hello, Boo Boo. About time one of you came to visit this dam again. Just before I arrived here, there was evidently hippo before we went live. Oh, there's Mildred right in front of us, with her back to us. She's obviously done something wrong. The back of her head sticking up. You can barely see her snout. Two hippos, actually. I just saw another nose come up. Maybe it's mother and child. It doesn't really look like a bull. I'm not looking at a very big fat head like a bull hippo. We're looking at hippo. Another one staying submerged for about a minute at a time. I'm guessing that maybe it's a baby and it's suckling. Yo. No, it's an adult. Another one's a big hippo. And two adults. Just seen that nose pop out of the water. Hello, Emily in Canada. Do I have a favorite elephant encounter that I could share with you? Requires some thought because I've had many favorite elephant encounters. Hope to have many more. When I used to live in Selous Game Reserve in East Africa, in Tanzania, not Tanzania, as many South Africans wanted to call it erroneously. I was in a luxury tented camp and our tents were on decks, on wooden decks, just a few feet off the ground, not very high. I'm getting interrupted by radio. Okay. far away. I can take this earpiece out and I can talk without being interrupted. And my deck, the tent would sort of cover 2/3 of the deck, and then there'd be 1/3 of the deck that is patio or a stoop area that would have chairs and tables for the guests. I had a chair and a small coffee table, but most of my deck was taken up with margarine tubs with little baby trees, because I have this kind of obsession that I grow trees all the time. And the intent was to live there for a long time, or as long as I could. So I had a lot of, some of them 2-year-olds, some of them 3-year-olds. Tractor maybe. That's not the diesel Land Rover. Things I'm going to have to move. Sorry, I'm distracted because I'm easily distracted. So I used to grow these little trees, and I had an elephant in camp that was like one of my best friends. His name was Joseph, and he used to tease me a lot. Excuse me. He would put his trunk in the kitchen and steal bread rolls, and he'd come into the swimming pool area with guests in and around the pool, and I'd have to lead him out. And he was almost like a puppy dog at times, sometimes. Huge elephant, massive, big tusks. And I think we can carry on. There's a vehicle coming, and it's time to move on. Did you see Mildred?
Yep.
Oh, I think before I go, I've got to do this. This is going to make a noise, maybe. Elephant going down Mangwa Road. Let's go to Mangawad. Or something. And so then he would pluck the little tree that was only a year or two old and barely the equivalent of us eating a toothpick. And now the radio interrupts. Markia, go ahead. Well, I was thinking of trying Mangwa, but it seems that someone's there, so I might head back south and see what happened at Ngalam Corner. Negative. Only one little spot for a few meters after this, which will a cut line. I was thinking maybe they were going to come out on Mangwa somewhere. Okay, copy. Come in. You want me to go on to Mango 1? Copy. Let me know if there's a Ngala come out on Mango 1. So, that was quite a common occurrence, and it's taken a while to tell you a tiny little story about an elephant that used to eat my trees. But it was special. Those trees meant a lot to me. They were special to me. But he was a very special elephant. I learned a lot from him. Oh, looky. Guess who's been here? We missed them last night. Look at this. They've made quite a splash here. A big teak. See if I can move it. It might be a bit heavy. So I step out into elephant dung. At least I can test its temperature with my feet, not my hands. Elephant tracks elephants everywhere. Yeah. But Taurus has got tracks further southeast from us, but it sounds like they might be able to find them today. So it's still anchored. The tree will still grow, but unfortunately it will probably be cut off the road. But it's still anchored to the ground, so I can't budge it. We'll bypass. Okay, Aaron, you had something for me a little while ago. That the dung is cold, so the elephants were here long ago. We're also going to lose it. Sorry, the other radio was too loud. From who? Phyllis. Oh, morning, Phyllis. I've heard there was an earthquake in South Africa. How, if any, do the animals react? Well, believe it or not, we didn't hear anything here. Although it was down, although you drive, it was not mistaken. And it's around it, it's there. Funny enough. I was very spot where there was an earthquake on Sunday. So I know I can picture where it is. But it was a very low 3 maybe something, see something on the scale. So we closed down when it started raining. it and blue sky, a little bit of cloud in the east. Nice clear day. Gosh, it's cold. Moving at jog speed. Not cold, moving at walking speed. This is jogging speed maybe. This is running speed. It's still second gear. Still too slow to get into third gear. But it just makes the air move faster. Drops the temperature by 2 degrees. Wind chill factor. Crossroads of Central Road, Neoleti and Silksy Loop. Elephant. Oh, you. Big grey things, Dave. We should be able to find them. Yeah, I think so. They're big. Bigger than this big thing. There we go. Yes, yes, there it is. Maryland. Maryland in Canada. Where in Canada? A couple of things in Canada. Floods in Montreal. No, not Toronto, it's got floods. Toronto, Quebec City has a fireball. What have you Canadians been doing? Fireballs and floods. Marula tree, no, not the marula tree. Not the marula, baby marula, is it marula? Marilyn wants to know if amarula, the drink, the liqueur, the cream liqueur that's so delicious, is it as popular here? I think it probably is, Marilyn. Although it's gaining popularity overseas. And amarula, there's actually the amarula factory. Isn't very far from where I live. Of course, in a straight line, if you had to look at it on Google Maps, Google Earth. It would probably only be about 20 or 30 miles, 50 kilometers maybe, not even, maybe 40 kilometers. But to drive there, it would be about 140 kilometers. So I have to drive all the way outside the reserve, and then past Hoodspray, and around Baluli and Olifant, and all the other reserves, Calabawa. I see a big bird of prey. And I'm expecting to see an elephant or two. No, not expecting. Oops, I used that word. I'm hoping. Hoping. But what have we got here with a ratter in a tree? How are we doing for signal? Oh, good. Should be. It's a really puffed up dark hunting goshawk. It looks very big. Off she goes. Must be a female. DCG. Yebo. Something was here since I was last, but that was there before. There's the gospel. Same gospel comes through. Okay. I'm trying to listen to an update because I've had the radio turned down just in case Flores found those elephants, but it doesn't sound like he has. Gives us a chance to listen for elephants. James is saying that I see the video. Hang on. Sounds like the elephants are in a huge block, which is where we were driving this morning. Between there and here. Nowhere near a road. What can you see, Goshawk? Let's move forward. Oh, it's gone off. Moved its head as though it saw something. But it's not going after anything. It's flying off into the distance. Okay, turn that noise off. James, I have not seen that video of them. I saw, I think, one or two photographs that didn't really show much. A couple of photographs that showed a blurry cheetah and the back end of an impala in the car. And if somebody had said that the picture was of impala running past the car, I would have believed it, because you can't really tell much. I didn't know there was a video. Interesting, there's a video. I'll have to look for it. We can't really do too much video downloading. We don't have much bandwidth other than what we use for the drive. But I'll look for it. Elephants move, so by the time we get down this road and back up the other road, maybe they'll have moved at some point. Gibble. Sharon, good morning. Asking about radio procedures. Do we have to call in the sightings, or is every guide for himself? No, it is actually it is compulsory to call in a sighting, to share the sightings because of the guests. You can't have guests going back to the lodges saying, "Oh, we saw lion, and we saw leopard, and we saw cheetah chasing something, and we saw elephant," and the other guests say, "Oh, we didn't see anything, we saw impala." And the guide is not going to last very long, because fortunately guests brag about what they saw on drive, and because they have bragging rights, you've got to admit, see something amazing. You want to tell people that were on the other vehicle hoping that they didn't see it, but when something is found, but it's mostly only sort of top important animals. Very seldom are things like giraffe and zebra and antelope called in, unless it's a very unusual sighting. Occasionally they'll call in hippo sightings or crocodile out of the water, or so anything unusual. But the main ones, lion, leopard, elephant and buffalo, and cheetah, and if we're lucky, wild dogs, are the main sightings that are called in. Am I hearing a noise? Did you hear anything while we were driving? Very difficult for me with the noise of the radio in one ear and the engine in my other ear. Sitting down in the car with the engine in front of me, it's hard to hear other sounds. But something sounded strange. Kingfisher. Well, they haven't come this far east or south. We'll go past Mungwa Road and see. It looks like, seems like they're coming down to the river, these elephants. Excuse me. Someone has driven here. There's my name. Don't know what context. Mark Jagger. I came up there for you. I'm filming this. So I had that in Galam Konzo, a couple hundred meters south of BMX. So I had one small section of Mkonzo from Madingala just south of BMX corner. Nice little bush with it. Did you find anything west around Chaluti Malawan and Waxville? Where could you see the elephant? In here somewhere. I think across Baker Road. We have to go back up Mangwa Road. Carry on the river for a little bit, and then we're going to head back to Mangwa Road and see those elephants. And then I'll just have to go stop somewhere on Mangwa Road and call them and see if they come to me. I'm already putting it out there with my mind. Come to Mangwa Road. Come to Mangwa Road. But I have a feeling in my bones that at some point today we'll be able to catch up with them. They can't stay in these blocks forever. They're going to come and drink water at the river or something later. Right now, a lot of moisture in the vegetation, on the vegetation. Yo, Bobo, and the layer. Good morning or good evening. Sage, Hawaii is probably about 12 hours. In Hawaii, aloha by the way, and maybe MJ if you're also listening, watching. Hawaii. Talk about the other side of the planet. But Sage wanting to know if I've ever been up to the to see the migration. So I've ever experienced it. Sage has a fascination for wildebeest. Well, we'll have to Sage, maybe not today, this afternoon. Maybe not on Tuesday. I have to go find Billy the wildebeest for you. I did go. I didn't see the bulk of the migration. I was up in what we call the western corridor of the Serengeti, visiting friends who were managing a camp up there. People I'd worked with in lodges down here in South Africa, and I was working in Sulu in Tanzania, and I had some time off, and I took a plane up to Serengeti. I went to visit them. It's called the Western Corridor. It's right up in the northwestern part of the Serengeti, just below the Masai Mara, and the migration had already been through there, so there were only remnants of wildebeest. It was sort of the end. And then another time I was up there was up in Kenya in the Masai Mara, which was actually just a little bit northeast of where I'm talking about now. Different time of the year. I was up at the Mara Elephant Pepper Camp, and I started working for a company that I was going to be running one of the sister camps to Elephant Pepper Camp, and I stayed at Elephant Pepper Camp, and we did a 3-hour drive down to the Mara River to see, because also it was the end of the migration when it was going south, and it was a lot more than what I'd seen in the Western Serengeti. There were a lot of wildebeest and zebra accumulating on the edges, just away from the river, just feeding, not doing much, and every now and then one individual would start approaching the river, and all the other animals would look up, and they'd think, okay, is this it? Is this it? And then the other animal would turn around and they'd all go back to grazing. We'd sit there for about 3 hours, and eventually a couple of hundred animals would cross. So it's nowhere near the frenzy that I've seen on TV, on documentaries, nowhere near the numbers that I've seen in pictures from people who would come to my camp after they'd been to the migration. No, there weren't any major crocodile incidents. So that is, I'm talking now, so I'm losing track of the roads that are going up. We want Mangwa Road. That, I think, is the other, that's the data. The next one is Mangwa, after the riverbed. Cloud's not letting up, coming in from Mozambique. It's bringing rather cold air. But it's still quite an amazing thing, even though I didn't witness a huge number of animals. It's still quite amazing to just see even a few hundred wildebeest and zebra, let alone the thousands of the major migration. One day, Sage, one day I'll grow up. I still have in the back of my mind that I want to go up Kili. I want to climb Kili. I don't know if any other transplant patients have ever climbed Kilimanjaro. Transplantees. Take my kidney up to Kili. Yes. Yeah, boy. Popcorn girl in Louisiana. Good morning to you. Really? Your parents call you popcorn girl? Wild dog, querying wild dog population in South Africa. Is it anything similar to that of Botswana, Okavango? Well, now, I'm not sure how many there are in Botswana that are still part of the project, the whole wild dog project up in Bots. Maybe someone can tell me. I know that there are just under 400, like 390 something. That was a while ago in terms of the wild dog population in South Africa. Somewhere just under 400 left. That's some total of South Africa's population. And that is because wild dog are extensively photographed by people because they are popular. There are still people, or no, most people are intrigued by them and how wonderful they are. But there's still people that persecute them. There's still farmers that, unfortunately, So, don't know how it relates to Botswana or East Africa's population, but we are on about 400. Right. Oh, bless it. Must be too far south. Can't even see the mountains today. Drive up a little. Going west again, these elephants. up and listen again. There. You can hear the elephants now. Well, I can hear branches breaking, so now I know where the elephants are. But I'm going to turn left and just looking down over this donga system. We can't really see the donga system, but somewhere down there in this deep drainage line is a herd of elephants. I'm not going anywhere till I see one. Sure. Did you hear that? Just put that mic on. Okay, that's not mine. Oh, it is. But I switched it off. I just heard an elephant sneeze. Okay, let's try something. Turn around. Oh, what is that? The earpiece is killing me. It just keeps falling out. I don't know why it's not working for me today. And it's driving me mad. Hooks on everything. Yes, look at this. He's dug up a gardenia. This guy. It's gonna damage things. Can't go through there. can try and pull this gardenia out of the way. So sad to see. Dangerous. Could be a hole there that I can't see. Just take it real slow. I'm gonna get in here. Elephants. Tembo. I can see them there. They're just standing down there in the riverbed. We're standing. I'll see if I can reverse you in there. I don't think so, because there's that big bush in the way. Down. It actually broadens out. There's a huge rock. I'd love to be able to drive onto that rock. There's a huge rock down there. It's open. If we could get down there. Very good. Okay, time to turn it, or maybe we don't need to, yeah, we do need to turn around. By hook or by crook? What is it? Oh, sure. A minute I thought. time has gone by. Now, find a place to turn around. Person don't look like they want to move much. There's a little track. There the ellies. You might get to see them. Wow, yes, look at this opening up. I hope we're going to get signal. Please, I hope we get signal. They're drinking in the riverbed. Might be in the way, but hello, been looking for you girls. Gonna try and climb down into the riverbed, this one. I can hear them drinking. They must be digging in the river and getting water. Look at her, she's battling to get down a steep slope. I could park up on the rock. I've got a visual of some of these enclosed in Korva off of Mangwa Road. Signal okay? perfect. I didn't want to trouble that one. By going onto the rocks, but I can try reverse up onto that rock. Okay, now that maybe relax a little bit. Waiting her turn at the water, this one. I'll stop here for a minute and have a look at what we can find here with them. Your station on Mangwa? There seems to be only one drinking hole that's probably producing good water, so the others have to wait. But more elephants further south. It's just this family group, I guess. Absolutely. Can't find a foothold for that foot that she wants to rest. How much is this dead tree in the way?
The bottom third.
Would it be better if I went back a little?
Yeah.
But how much of that female drinking can you see? So maybe we just go forward a bit to see her. hogging the water hole. The hole that they've dug. And these others are waiting their turn. And come down. So that one's still climbing the bank at the back there. Quite a steep climb for an elephant. That little one sneaking in by getting down on its hands and knees. Sneaking its trunk into the hole. I've seen calves get very irate with their calves because the calves can close the hole if they squeeze in too much. Sometimes the cows can get quite irritable with them. Yes, she's pushing it away. She's saying, wait your turn. But I think that cow is just hogging that hole for the sake of being spiteful. Just drinking. She's just got her trunk in the hole. See, the little one, that trunk is getting closer and closer. Yeah, now she's going to drink. Pushing the calf away. Yeah, pushing it. Calf's going to try and get underneath her head. She's pushing it away. She's going to get quite aggressive with it now. Our next summer there is in Thornybush in the Mangwa Donga, off of Mangwa Road. I don't know if you could have seen that, but the youngster was actually grabbing the cow's trunk and trying to pull the cow's trunk out of the hole. The cow's going to turn around. I think the cow's finished. I don't know who she is. Maybe she's... I don't know who she is. She's quite a big old girl. See, now the little one's playing. So this other female can move in now too. Probably push the youngster out of the way. Elephants at last. She's now just said to them, come, time to move. They just rumbled there. Come here. Look, I don't know, it's hard to tell because here exactly what I thought would happen is that older cow is now pushing that youngster away. She's been waiting patiently, so she won't let the youngster take a photo of that ear. Oh, quickly, come on, why does this setting always change? And then this little one with the flattened section to it here. So now I hope you heard that little bit of a rumble. So we'll eventually end up at the riverbeds this afternoon, I hope. Slow process, no doubt. They're quite high up on this particular drainage line. It's actually quite surprising me that they don't seem to be too deep. So it looks like maybe about 1.5 feet, nearly 2 feet deep that they've dug. But they know full well that there's more water to be found by digging in the Thornybush River. Very particular about the quality of the water that they drink. Even though there's a lot of standing water in dams and even standing water in the river, they'd rather drink from the water seeping in and digging a hole. Or digging a hole and having the water seep in. Yeah. That one's on 12, this one's on 10 now. We'll see if it stays on for a while. What's switching off? So, well, the battery should be charged now. In fact, it's saying battery empty. We'll see what it looks like in a bit. That one's definitely charging. Here comes that little one from the top. Realize that mom's headed off already. Where's mother? Your mother's gone, child. Oh, that surprised look in its face. Hello, baby. Gone off again. Right. See if we can go onto the rock. Probably where we should have been to begin. I don't know how good it will be from up here. That'll have to do. Pity I didn't have my camera ready. That was a beautiful shot. The way she looked at us. Up at us. Nice rock. Listening to the rest of the family and basically swearing at us. Careful, you're going to push sand in that hole. Yo. What? Don't have the front GoPros. Well, we can't really because I've only got one GoPro. Morning, Charlie. Wanting to know if I know how many elephants there are. Well, we saw these 4, and there were a lot more further south making a noise in the feeding down the riverbed. So I don't really know. Could be anywhere more, definitely more than 6, I would say. And if she starts moving south, I don't think we'll see any more of them until this afternoon. And I'm hoping that this afternoon we'll be able to find them in the riverbed. And I'm likely to spend probably the whole day with them. Well, not day, because not during drive times, but if we find them this afternoon, I'm likely to spend the whole afternoon with them, because as you've noticed, there are times when they've been away for about 2 weeks. We haven't seen them. So I think while we've got elephant on tap, we're going to spend as much time with them as possible. We have a number of vehicles driving around. Nobody has found anything else. There is the Moana Pride. There's another pride of lion way up in the north that was seen on the northern channel. And the guys have been following leopard without success. They've been looking for lion tracks without success. So, look at concentration on her face when she's sucking the water up. Obviously, takes a long time to fill up her trunk because the water's got to seep in through the sand. She doesn't want to suck up too much sand. And she's also barely spilling a drop. And while we've been here, sadly it's become completely overcast again. The sun lost out. Gorgeous bushwhack, and now here the Battises. 3 blind, nice. Spot Battis. Yebo. Hi, Sharon. Sharon in Austria. Thank goodness for elephants. Glad you're experiencing it with us, Sharon. And all of you out there in planet Earth, live with elephants. Can you believe it? I mean, this is technology. We are live with a herd of elephants in the middle of a section of African bushveld. Wild elephants. I still think it's quite an amazing thing that we're able to do this. Sun coming through a little bit. Okay, well, our herd is actually only one on camera, but trust me, we've got a lot more elephant around us, mostly down the drainage line. Has anybody been counting how many drinks she's had? Quite a thirsty girl. I wonder if Fabienne stayed awake in Canada. Fabienne sent a message to say she wished us elephants this morning. Seems to have worked. She's mumbling to herself. Her bottom lip is sort of quite funny how she's doing that. sucking the water up. The bottom lip sort of moves as though she's mumbling, talking to herself. Finished. Hello, pretty girl. Just stop for a pose, and then we're going off to see the family. Bye. See you later. Not gonna turn around for a photo. No. Okie dokie. That was our elephant experience for the morning. Just such a wonderful, peaceful time with them. Maybe, who knows? Head on further south a little bit and see, maybe we'll catch up with some more. Oh, handbrake. I don't know what tree this is. Don't know what it is. Pretty thick to try and get in there. And there's a big bend in the river anyway, and they seem to have gone straight. They haven't really followed the river. That was very lucky. Very lovely. Short as it was. Oh, now I've broken it. Well, that's done it now. Fiddling with his earpiece so much, now I've broken it. Now it's definitely not going to stay in my ear. I'm going to have to duct tape it to my ear. Okay, I'll stop. Okay. You'd think that Apple would make, I suppose the new ones are better, but these old earphones of theirs. Oh wow, that was sure. My binoculars fell off. Hopefully the car doesn't run down here. Just saw that out the corner of my eye. It was something black. I thought it was a leaf at first. There's no road for quite some distance from the other side. That drainage line. I don't think these elephants have come this way. They won't be in here. Very deep sided. The noises, the stuff. Every now and then the truck makes a noise. Listen again. I still hear vegetation, but I can't make out where it is. Oh well, this is the end of the elephants for us for now. They move hopefully further south, but it looks like they're starting to go southwest this afternoon. Because there's that jackalberry on Baker Road, that big jackalberry. So let's go see if we can run wildebeest. is a wonderful thing. It immediately puts me so woke up without elephants. The universe is all now. The moon would cap it if they came into the riverbed and we could spend then. So what we nonetheless go across the river. We're going to go just in case the is starting to make its way down to this Bush Willow Drive. A little bit far compared to where they were. Looks like rain today. We need a road. This drain is low. Up north. A little bit of a track there, but not a road. Waterbuck. Don't run, children. It's the same group of waterbuck today. Okay, any lose that little gorgeous little one again. The youngest of them all. Goodbye. So, these lilies are going this way eventually, but I don't know if the front of the herd already. So we're just going to have a look. Waterbuck just wandering off, disappearing into a green. Not even seen him. Can't hear anything. Yeah. Oh well. But that's to move. 5 hours time, 6 hours time. That's different to what it is now. That's for sure. It would be far away in 5 or 6. Not yet. Later this afternoon is all. Come and look. I don't know if it's down here. Been trying to get hold of me. Oh, time to say goodbye. Good night. If you're going to bed, good night. Sleep well. I'm sure they're up pretty late. Those of you, beautiful day today, Thursday. And we shall see you a little day. TAT. Freaking time. Time plus 2. From Mark, Andy, David, and Laszlo. Good. See you. Hope you enjoyed.
every day is known as the jigger.
Get in the front, I'll show you.
Amazing, dude.
It's a 3D camera.
Oh! Stand here, it's actually quite wide, eh? You can see quite far off.
So she's sitting here and she says, look at that one, it's got a wound from a lion or something. And then you've seen the whole herd and she points in that direction. Put the camera on it, switch over, zoom in, everyone will see it.
Okay, now I can see. And it's just instant like that.
Got it. We're about to go live here at Thornybush. It's quite a vast area with a lot of animals, and we need a little bit of help to get around. Luckily, we have made friends with one of the top rangers in the southern hemisphere.
You can actually see in places the claw marks, which you don't normally see in a leopard print because the claws are retractable.
His name is Craig McFarlane, and he's popped in to give us a few tips.
I'm Craig McFarlane. We're in the Thornybush Nature Reserve. I work for Role Model 1 Lodge. I've been doing this 22 years. For me, it's been a passion of mine as a kid growing up in these areas. My father was a guide.
Give us some space. We won't see them with us. Got a young Saint toe behind. I'm going to go back so we keep the light on the right side of it. Let it cross in front of us rather.
If we're looking at it as what the area has to offer and what South Africa has to offer from a game point of view, it's outstanding. We're in a big five area, so we've got all the big five, all the big cats. Hopefully we'll get some decent viewing of them this season, but it's been good so far. So I think the last safari crew are going to struggle in the first month as they figure their way around and also getting to know the different creatures out here. I think your key thing is going to be spending time with some of these animals, but I think as a whole it'll only get better.
We're not only doing this because it's our job, we love it, but we're bringing it to people who just can't get here. And that's it's key. It really is, and that's what really drives this entire thing for me, is that you can just bring it to people who can't get here. It's beautiful.
Oh my God! Come on!
I'm done, guys. We're rolling on everything here.
Okay, go and join him. Is the audio working? And action. You guys have been waiting for just on 2 years for the Light Safari to come back to you, and here we are. Brand new resprayed jigger, brand new crew, brand new adventure, brand new sights, and it's all coming back here on Wild Earth Light Safari.
Yeah, put your hands behind your back and pull your stomach in.
Hi, my name's Rob. I'm team leader for the Light Safari.
People can tune in and watch Africa happen as it happens. There's no script. We don't know what we're going to come across, and they're going to experience that with us. This is definitely not a studio-based production.
Hi, my name is Brian. I am from Johannesburg, South Africa. I'm here on location at Thornybush as a cameraman.
Our camp is kind of in the middle of nowhere, out in the open. It's exciting, a little bit scary.
Lions and all other dangerous predators are in the area, but once you're wrapped up in your work, you actually kind of forget about it.
Brian is terrified of spiders. For me, I'm fine with spiders. It is just snakes. Snakes are my worst fear.
Mock this up as if you...
As I'm presenter.
Yeah, but you're not as good looking as she is. So yeah. So then you're gonna have that earpiece and be able to listen. Yeah, it's gonna come from the radio. It's in that little black thing. Just check that. Cover it up. Very little rubber stage.
Hi there, my name is Aaron Cheng. I'm from Johannesburg, South Africa. For this show, I'll be doing the sound.
I've been a city boy all my life, so this is a very, very new experience, a new environment as well, just like you, the viewer. Some of you have never been to Africa or in the bush, and for me, yeah, this is exciting.
Our entire base camp is right in the bush, and we launch the live safari every morning from here.
And people can tune in and watch Africa happen as it happens. There's no script. So when we're going along and we see leopard, we see kudu, we see inyala, we see giraffe, it'll be there live. And not live as in a couple of minutes, live on spot, a few milliseconds delay. Tokyo, Sydney, London, anywhere you want. You can tune in, and there we are, live broadcasting from Africa in a prime spot, which you can't beat that.
Our vehicle that we use to go out on the live safaris every day is known as the Jigger.
Get in the front, I see.
Amazing, dude.
It's a 3D camera.
Oh! Stand here, it's actually quite wide, eh? You can see quite far off.
So she's sitting there and she says, look at this one, it's got a wound from a lion or something. And then you've seen the whole herd sprint in that direction. Put the camera on it, switch over, zoom in, everyone will see it.
Okay, now I can see.
And it's just instant like that.
We're about to go live here at Thornybush. It's quite a vast area with a lot of animals, and we need a little bit of help to get around. Luckily, we have made friends with one of the top rangers in the southern hemisphere.
You can actually see in places where the claw marks, which you don't normally see in a leopard sprint because the claws are retractable.
His name is Craig McFarlane, and he's popped in to give us a few tips.
I'm Craig McFarlane. We're in the Thornybush Nature Reserve. I work for Royal Malawan Lodge. I've been doing this 22 years. For me, it's been a passion of mine as a kid growing up in these areas. My father was a guide. Give us some space. He wants to the water. We've got a youngster in tow behind. I'm going to go back so we keep it nice on the right cover. Let her cross in front of us rather. If we're looking at it as what the area has to offer and what South Africa has to offer from a game point of view, it's outstanding. We're in a big five area, so we've got all of the big five, all the big cats. We'll get some decent viewing of them this season, but it's been good so far. So I think the live safari crew are going to struggle in the first months as they figure their way around and also getting to know different creatures out here. I think your key thing is going to be spending time with some of these animals. But I think as a whole, it'll only get better.
We're not only doing this because our jobs, we love it, but we're bringing it to people who just can't get here. And it's key. It really is, and that's what really drives this entire thing for me, is that you can just bring it to people who can't get here. It's beautiful.
My God! Come on!
I'm done.
We're rolling on everything here.
Okay, and come join him. Is the audio working? And action.
You guys have been waiting for just on 2 years for the live safari to come back to you, and here we are. Brand new resprayed Jigger, brand new crew, brand new adventure, brand new sights, and it's all coming back here on Wild Earth Live Safari.
Yeah, put your hands behind your back, hold your stomach in.
Hi, my name's Rob. I'm team leader for the live safari.
People can tune in and watch Africa happen as it happens. There's no script. We don't know what we're going to come across, and they're going to experience that with us. This is definitely not a studio-based